Hello, how are you? So today we will start with our next point from chapter number 3, that is buoyant force. Take a plastic bottle and fix the lid tightly. So like this plastic bottle you have to take and fix the lid tightly. Now place it in water and see, and after that you have to place in the water and see. It will float like this. You can see here. Try and push it into the water, and when we push this inside it will go, but when we release the force which is exert on this bottle, it's again come on the water and it start to float. Okay, this experiment can also be done with a plastic hollow ball. Like this ball you can take, and when you will throw that in the water, so that time it start to float, and when exerting pressure on this ball it will go inside the water, but again afterward it will come outside of water and it again start to float. Okay, so now fill the bottle with water to the fullest capacity. Then fullest capacity you have to fill the bottle. Understand? And close the lid and release in water, and after that you have to release in the water. So the bottle will float inside the water, and again it will not go downside base of the water. It will float little bit, float inside the water. Why does this happen? What is the reason behind it? So reason of it is buoyant force. The empty plastic bottle floats on the surface of water. When it is empty, it is float like this. On the contrary, the bottle full of water floats inside the water but does not go to the bottom. It is not go to the bottom. The weight of the empty bottle is negligible. When it is empty, its weight is negligible. Getting? As compared with the weight of water inside. As compared to weight of water inside. Okay, such a bottle with water neither floats on the surface. When we will fill water inside it, it will neither float. Okay. This means the force due to gravity acting downwards. Okay, so it's acting downward. G means F force, gravitational force on it. Okay, must have been balanced by an opposing force in the upward direction. It is force, buoyant force, upside. Okay, on the bottle filled with water, this force must have originated from the water surrounding the bottle. The upward force acting on the object in water or other fluid or gas is called buoyant force. Means, see, this is tub. Okay, in this tub, force exert upward direction, that is buoyancy, and downside, that is gravitational force. Buoyancy is the property of a liquid due to which it exerts an upward force on an object immersed in it. Okay, while pulling a bucket from a well, the bucket full of water immersed fully in water appears weightless than when it has been pulled out of water. Why? Tell me. This is question. Use your brain power. So what do you think? This is answer same to like this. You know, when downside you can see gravitational force and upside buoyant force you can see. So it is easier to pull the bucket of water from a well until it is inside the water. You can experience this. You can do this with your water tank also. But difficult when it is out of water because of buoyancy. Okay. Because buoyant force is acting on that bucket, that's why when that bucket is inside the water, we didn't feel the weight of that bucket. But when it's come out of the water, gravitational force start to act on it. when the bucket is under water and gravity acts when the bucket is out of the water. Understand everybody? Then next one. Take a piece of thin aluminium sheet. So for this experiment we want one aluminium sheet and dip it in water. We have to dip it in water in a bucket. What do you observe? Now shape the same piece of aluminium into a small boat and place it on the surface of water. It floats, isn't it? Yes. And are you understand this? Take a piece of thin aluminium sheet. We have to take a piece of aluminium sheet and dip it in water, in bucket. So we have to dip in water. It will go down like this here. It will go down. Understand? Now shape the same piece of aluminium into the small boat. And when we give shape of boat to it, so what happened to it? If it floats or isn't it? So answer is here. An iron nail sink in water, but why does massive steel shape float on it? An iron nail sink in water, but why does the massive steel shape floats on it? When an object is dipped in a liquid, a buoyant force acts on it. Hence, it appears that the weight of the object is reduced. Okay, because of buoyant force, weight of object is reduced. It becomes easier to swim in seawater than in fresh water because density of marine water is more. Okay. So, this is because density of seawater is higher than the density of fresh water due to salts dissolved in seawater. In this book, you have seen that lemons sink in a glass filled with water, but it floats when we stir in 2 spoons of salt in water. Understand? In salty water, the buoyant force exceeds the gravitational force. What is understood from this example? Buoyant force depends on the 2 factors. Okay. These 2 factors, buoyant force, we have seen buoyancy. Buoyant force, we have seen what is buoyant force? The upward force acting on the object in water or other fluid or gas, that is called buoyant force. So buoyancy is a property of liquid due to which it exerts an upward force on object. So it depends upon 2 points, volume of object and density of liquid. The buoyant force is more if the volume of the dipping object is more. Okay. Buoyant force when you can see more when volume of it is more. Density of liquid, more density of liquid, more force of buoyancy. So when volume is more, buoyant force is more, and when density is more, that time buoyant force is also more. Understand this point? And I have shared the link of video which is related to buoyant force also, you can see.